Assalamu alaikum, I'm Fakhr Alam. We all know the devastation caused by the floods in Pakistan. I don't need to get into that. But now is the time for you and me to rise and try to help these people. The situation is very grim. Only yesterday I was out in the field in the interior parts of Sindh to see exactly what was going on with these people. Now, in order to bring relief to these people, one of the most important factors that we have to keep in mind is to ensure that we do not inflate food prices in Pakistan. Therefore, I request overseas Pakistanis to step up their efforts in helping these people. Now, we don't want your money. All we want is to ensure that there is no ill-directed or ill-planned relief for these people. What we need to do is we need to work in synergy and make sure that we do the right things. We had recently created a box about 2-3 days ago, and already the changes are occurring, and therefore there are some changes in the box. And this particular message is being recorded in English because I was told so by a lot of overseas Pakistanis and students who requested that this be done in English as well. So I'm just going to tell you how this is all going to be done. A lot of people ask me a question, so how are we going to bring all this food to Pakistan? Shipping is going to be very expensive. How can we deal with that factor? For that, I am pleased to inform everybody that our national carrier, Pakistan International Airlines, PIA, has been absolutely remarkable in offering their services totally free of cost. So, here is an opportunity presented by PIA to you and me to ensure that we bring well-directed and well-formed relief to these people, especially food. Now, our focus is on food, and that's what I want all of you to focus on, is food. I have with me a box and a few items, and I'm going to tell you how these things are going to work and what you should be doing. So let's begin. So here with me is a box. This box has been created with the help of PIA cargo specialists, some pilots, engineers. And what we've tried to do is optimize the usage of the weight versus volume size so that it's easy to load. We optimize the utility of the box, and when it's very easy to use in the field as well. You know, when you have the volunteers or the NGOs or the Pakistan Army people handling it, passing it on, moving it from a boat, taking it off an airplane, putting it in a helicopter, it's very easy to handle. The size of this box is 15 inches by 15 inches, and it's exactly 1 feet, 12 inches deep. That's what it doesn't have to be exactly this size, because some of you might find this size, some of you might not. A couple of inches back and forth, not a problem, but this is the optimum. It's 15 inches by 15 inches by 12 inches. And in that box, I'm going to tell you what to put. But before we go to what to put, let me tell you what not to put or what not to send. People have been sending uncooked commodities. You know, they've been sending rice, and they've been sending pulses and all these things. This is really not what they need right now, because more than about 80% of these people have still not made it to tent villages. They're still waiting to get into tent villages. Once they get into tent villages, once they settle down, once we have their exact numbers, then, we make them community kitchens, and then we give them the rations, the thing that they need to cook. Right now, this is not what they need. Right now, what they urgently need are things that are easily, even if they're sitting on wetland or in a wet environment, they're easy for them to use, and they will give them nourishment, sustain them for a couple of days before the next drop of the food is done. Okay, the first thing we're going to add into this box, and this is something new, it wasn't there when we first prescribed the box, this is a new addition, is a cotton sheet, a cotton bed sheet. Now, the sheet has multiple roles. They can use it to put it on the ground so that they can sit on it. They can use it to tie it to trees and then create a shade for themselves, or if they need to cover themselves up. So this has multiple, and sometimes they can even carry their own goods, whatever little things that they've saved from their houses, they can carry in these sheets. So get a bed sheet, put it right at the bottom of the box. Then what you need to do is get 2 1.5-liter mineral water bottles, not more, not less. You will add into this box. After that, get 12 packs, 6 packs, or a combined pack, whatever is available in your supermarket, of any juices that you find. Make sure that the juices have a straw with them so that they can drink it. No straw, no point. It's only going to create a mess. It's probably going to go to waste. To that, you add a box about this size of salty biscuits. Then you want to add 2 boxes of sweet biscuits, one big one, one small one. A box of chocolate is an amazing thing, because the children who were starving, when we opened up the chocolate and gave it to them, a lot of these kids have not had candy in their life, or if they have, they've had the cheap candy manufactured in very poor conditions. But when they got this, they were starving, they loved it, they took it, and they had these great smiles on their faces, which was, I mean, priceless. So do add a box of chocolate in there. The next thing you need to add is a milk carton, and make sure that the milk carton that you put in, the box that you put in, is about a liter or liter and a half, and it has a long life. The expiry date is far off. It's not like immediate expiry, 3-day expiry. You need to have the long life milk, and I think it's available in supermarkets. Eventually, what was another super hit was potato chips. The biscuits were loved, everything was loved, but another super hit thing was potato chips. The moment we gave them these potato chips bags, they opened them up, young and old alike, men and women alike, and they started consuming, because potatoes, vegetables is a staple diet for most of these people in rural areas. And they took to the potato chips. It had the sodium content, you know, the salt was there, so it was a major hit. The next thing that you need to do is add a soap bar. Now, yesterday we were in the field, we went to all these tent villages, we went to all these people sitting on the roadsides waiting for help, and we could clearly see that disease is going to be a major issue in the days to come. So what we need to do is promote hygiene, and they do know how to use soap bars. The world's most nourishing thing, dates. We need to add dates in the pack, and it's the month of Ramadan. Dates are, you know, as it is, a good thing to put, but they're very nourishing. So even after Ramadan, when you send these boxes, make sure you put a pack of dates in there. What you need to add is ORS. I don't know what is the equivalent of ORS in your respective countries, but this is basically used. It's a glucose supplement and a mineral supplement that you add in water, and it's used by people who've got diarrhea or children who've got diarrhea to ensure that dehydration is controlled. And then you need to put in some disposable glasses. You still have some room in here. Now, initially, earlier, we had said, please put in insect repellent in these. And what we found out, you see, I'm also learning as we're going along. What I found out in the field was that most people were uneducated people. In fact, 99% of these people are uneducated people. They come from rural areas. They do not know what an insect repellent is. And the whole box consists of food items. So we've decided not to put the insect repellent in it. So we urge you all, and I remind all of you who are doing the boxes, please drop the insect repellent, because they might mistakenly take it for something that they can drink or something and consume it, and that could be lethal. So we don't want to do that. So what do you have at the end? You have a very good family survival pack. Now this is an ideal weight for people to handle, to move around, to pass around, and we did that yesterday. All right, guys, for all of you who are buying these things abroad in your supermarkets in New York, in Chicago, London, wherever you are, please make sure that everything that you buy, all the edibles that you put into this box are all 100% halal. Please make sure they're all halal products. Just think of it as you're buying for yourself. The next question that everybody has is that, okay, fine, we take this box to PIA, but then what? What does PIA do with it? Well, PIA puts it on its immediately first available flight, sends it into Pakistan to any of the major airports at major cities like Karachi, Lahore, Islamabad. And once we have the cargo available on ground with us in Pakistan, we will immediately hand it over to the Pakistan Armed Forces or all the international NGOs that are working in the field. The reason why we want to give it to the NGOs or the Pakistan Armed Forces are because they already have their logistical network set up. And the Pakistan Armed Forces, without doubt, without any question, have perhaps the most elaborate, the most effective, and the best logistical network. They have reached to the most impossible terrains and areas in the country where people are stranded. So, what are you waiting for? Go out there, get that box, fill it up, bring it to a PIA center, PIA cargo office, or a PIA help desk at your airport, and send it to Pakistan. Every box that you send is going to help us save lives. Every box that you send is going to be the difference between life and death for a lot of people.